Thank God it's Monday. Thank God it's every day. We get another shot at this thing. You get another shot. Get one step closer to your goals, one step closer to your dreams, one step closer to the man or woman God called you to be. We need some discipline, though, in order to do that. Hope you know that. Last Monday, we looked at what he talked about motivation, right? A lot of these calls, we need to be motivated. We need to be inspired. We need to find where the motivation is. It's not that it's always just going to come to you or you're always going to feel motivated to go after your goals, dreams, all the stuff. So you need to find a way to pour that into you. You need to find a way to get that inspiration. Today, we're talking about discipline. We all know this word. We all know we need some discipline. We all know we need to be a little bit more intentional in some areas, but do you know how important that is to get to the life that you want? I hope you understand how important it is to have some of these disciplines. And ET just gave you a bunch of things to pay attention to. Again, on your journey to designing your ideal life, you gotta put some of these things in place. He said there, when the prize is more important than the pain, when the thing you want that's up ahead is more important than the pain you're currently experiencing, when the lifestyle you're asking for, when the thing you're trying to experience is more important than the adversities you have to go through. It's when we start to really get disciplined in our lives. He gave you a couple action steps real quick. Create a cause. Do you have a cause? Do you have a mission? Do you have the reasons why you're waking up in the morning? Do you have the reasons why you're going about your day? We People that are in business with us know that like our mission is what drives us. No family left behind, being able to educate people, finding like that is the cause. That's what gets people going. Sure, we make money, all the other things, but like, do you have a cause for your life? Do you have a cause for why you do something? I'll be honest, the only reason I got on this personal development journey, ladies and gentlemen, the only reason I started reading books and listening to ET and Tony Robbins and all this stuff is because I was told by a mentor, your money only grows to the degree that you do as a person. Your money will only grow to the degree that you do as a person, as a human being. Your growth will coincide with the growth of your financial life. Once I learned that in my mid 20s, when they told me that, like, oh, like you have to become a different person in order to make different money. I was like, oh, there's my cause. I cut off all stuff. I cut off all the television. I cut off the radio. I cut off music. I cut off everything. I was able to be disciplined because I realized my cause is I'm trying to make more money for me and my family. So if you're telling me all I got to do is grow myself personally and eliminate some of these distractions and stop listening to some and consume better things, put better things into my eyes, better things into my ears, get around better people. If you're telling me that that's all I got to do to go off and live the life I need to financially for my family, I'm in. That's my cause. I'm in. And that's what started the journey. And that's what allowed me to be disciplined. And that's what allowed me to stop watching ESPN and all the stuff that we do. That's like the normal stuff. I stopped doing it. Why? Because I had a cause. Do you have a cause? Do you have something that no matter what, you're going to say, hey, that's what I'm headed for. And I'm going to keep doing this and be disciplined in order to get to that thing. Do you have that thing in your life? If not, you got to find it. Said another way, what are you trying to get to? How clear are you on your vision? What's your cause? Like, where are you going? We talk about this almost every single time we jump on. Are you clear about where you're going? Are you clear about what you want? If you say you want to be healthy, are you clear about what that looks like for you? So you got to get a cause. That was number one. Number two, he said you got to create a plan. We say it in business. Most people don't plan to fail. They just fail to plan. Most people don't plan to not be well. Most people don't plan to not be financially successful. Most people don't plan to like get sick or to right have a bunch of debt or to just not be good in their relationships. Most people don't plan for failure. Most people just fail to plan. They just never actually put a plan in place. You never actually sit down, take time, write down the things that you want, the things you're trying to make happen, and actually put a detailed plan in place. Most people don't do that with anything in their life. It's all up here. It's all, well, I think I'm trying to go do this. Okay, that's great. Should be writing that plan down, writing that vision down, right? Writing it out. So, do you have a plan? Creating a plan. Third thing he said was a specific, defined schedule. Again, guys, this stuff isn't rocket science. I know. right? I know you've heard this stuff before. The question is, are you doing what you know? Like, do you have a detailed schedule that you adhere to every day? Or is it, I work, I have this, and then whatever else I do with my time is what I do with my time? I have this work thing, I got some family things, and then I kind of figure out the rest, right? Do you have a detailed plan? This is how you get disciplined. If any of you are struggling with disciplines, like, oh, I'm just not disciplined, you probably are. You're just maybe you're not clear on exactly what your cause is and why you need to be disciplined. Maybe you don't have an actual plan in place for what discipline looks like. Maybe you don't actually have a schedule, a defined schedule of like, here's when I'm going to do these things. Maybe all these things are the beginning stages of you getting disciplined. Fourth thing he said was remove distractions and temptations. We talk about that all the time, right? We talk about that all the time. Removing distractions. The world is coming to distract you. The enemy is coming to distract you. Social media, your friends, your family, the average people around, middle class society, all the stuff is here to distract you. It's here to distract you from what you actually want. That's why it's really hard for people to actually think about what they actually want because they're watching this, they're looking at this, they see this person have this, they kind of think they want that, you kind of want to experience that, you kind of want to go. That's not any of the things you want, really. It's just that's what you're consuming. So you got to eliminate distractions. You got to eliminate the things that are taking you away from the life you're trying to get to. That's taking you away from being disciplined. Eliminate distractions, eliminate temptations. The last one he said is get accountable. This is a big one. This is possibly the biggest one. Who are you accountable to? Who holds you accountable? I know somebody's like, oh, I hold myself accountable. Cool. And who outside of you holds you accountable? Who have you shared your struggles with? Who have you shared your dreams with? Who's keeping you on track outside of you? And again, ET said it. That's a big thing in this generation. I don't know how we got to this place, but like people don't want to share information. People don't want to tell people what they're doing. People don't want to tell people what they're struggling with or anything to hold people accountable. I'm in an accountability group. There's a group of 5 guys that we have an accountability text. And we have a scorecard. We have 5 to 7 things that we're all individually focused on every single day. And every single morning, we have to text our report card, our scorecard to the group. You get it's out of 100. You get a bunch of 30s and 40s. The group is checking on you. Hey, what's going on, man? What's up with your habits? What's going on? Like, where's your mind at? What's happening? And there's no excuses in the accountability group because everybody's got families, everybody's got business, everybody's got stuff that's happening to them. Do you have something like that in your life? Do you have your tribe? Do you have people that keep you accountable to the things you say you want? Oh, you said you want to be healthy. Why am I seeing on your Facebook stories that you just went out and had, right, a buffet or something? Why am I watching that? Do you have anybody that's poking at you? Do you have anybody that's keeping you accountable? If not, I would challenge you. I would challenge you to get somebody, to get a group of people that hold you accountable in all the areas. Who's holding you accountable in your marriage? Who's holding you accountable in your finances? Who's holding you accountable in your spiritual life? Who's holding you accountable in your relationships, in your health life? Like, who's doing that for you? You've got to be accountable to someone. It's so easy to not do things when it's just you. It's so easy to be like, I don't feel like it today. And guess what? Nobody knows I'm not doing any work. Nobody knows I didn't feel like it today. I know it internally, but no one knows it. That's the problem. If we're trying to get to our ideal life, if we're trying to get to the life you don't need a break from, you need people to hold you accountable. You need people to help you be disciplined. Business and life is a team sport. I want y'all to always remember that. Business and life, both. Whether you run a business, whether you are just doing life, it's a team sport. It's not an individual thing. You need a team. You need people around you to support you. You need people to keep you accountable. You need people to bounce ideas off of. Napoleon Hill in Think and Grow Rich says you need a mastermind group. You need 3 or 4 people that you can mastermind. Like, you need people. So if anyone's out there like, oh, I'm kind of my own thing, I'm a lone wolf, I do things myself, easiest way for the enemy to come pick you off. Easiest way. When you're leaving the pack and going over this direction because you have no one to hold you accountable, that's the easiest way to not get to our goals and dreams. So for all of us that want to get to our goals and dreams, you got to start paying attention to these things. ET said, create a cause, create a plan, get specific, a defined schedule, remove your distractions and temptations, and get accountable. Get accountable. Have somebody that knows when you are struggling, knows when you're messing up, knows when you're doing great, knows when you're hitting the goals. Like both sides are important. You can't shy away from that. In our text, the 177 mental toughness secrets of the world class, it says here, number 39, the great ones choose discipline over pleasure. This wraps it all up. If you have a cause, you're going to choose disciplines over just the things that make you feel good, the pleasures of life. Remember, do the easy things now, your life becomes hard. Do the hard things now, your life gets easier. So are we choosing discipline typically through our day, or are we choosing pleasures? Are we choosing the things that we feel will make us better? Here's what it says in the text. It says, when average performers have had enough for the day and call it quits, champions are usually just getting started. Discipline is the watchword of great performers. Discipline makes the difference between good and the great. The great ones will tell you discipline is more of a decision than it is an active skill. Say that again. The great ones will tell you discipline is more of a decision than it is an active skill. It's the ability to stay the course and complete promises you've made. The fulfillment of these promises builds confidence and self-esteem, which eventually leads the champions to believe almost anything is possible. It's a habit and a self-fulfilling prophecy built into one. Discipline is a logic-based decision that performers adhere to regardless of whether they feel like it or not. Discipline pushes performers past pain and punishment. As my late business partner, mentor Bill Gove always said, it's easier to act yourself into good thinking than to think yourself into good action. Say that again. It's easier to act yourself into good thinking than to think yourself into good action. This is the mindset of the champion. The great ones like Bill Gove don't let feelings interfere with their performance. Instead, they harness the power of their emotional motivators to propel them past the competition. Average people see discipline as a painful chore to be avoided at all costs. The world class sees it as the ultimate power tool for performance. It's easier to act yourself into good thinking than to think yourself into good action. What does that mean? That means you got to get going. That means you got to do some stuff. You got to act. You got to, again, there's a part of your life that you use to think about things. The other part is you doing action, you executing. We need more execution. I know you know these things. Nothing I'm telling you today, maybe for some of you, but for most of us, this isn't a shocker. This isn't like I never knew I needed to be disciplined to get to my goals. I never thought discipline was important. No, I know you know it. Question is, are you doing what you know? Or are you just thinking about it? Are you just thinking yourself that like one day I'm going to get into good action? Soon I'm going to do this. Down the line, I'm going to do that. Like, are we just thinking about it or are we doing it? Because when you just practice disciplines, when you practice these things, the habits, they become, like it says, the fulfillment of these promises builds self-confidence and self-esteem, which eventually leads champions to believe almost anything is possible. It's a habit and a self-fulfilling prophecy built into one. It becomes a habit, something that you do over time, and it's a self-fulfilling prophecy that you're going to become more and more disciplined, build confidence, build self-esteem, all by choosing discipline over the pleasurable things. That's how you get it done, ladies and gentlemen. You get it done by making sure you're focused on the disciplines, that staying, knowing that the prize up ahead is more important than the pain you're experiencing. This is how we get to that place. And it's just a reminder that today, on this Monday, this last week of February, what disciplines are you putting in place? What are the areas you need to focus on in order to take your life to the next level? Again, ET gave you that definition that said, hey, disciplines are just you doing what you say you're going to do to get to the thing you said you're going to get to. It's just doing the things you said. Your actions have to line up with what you are asking for, with what's up ahead. So again, if you say you want to be financially free, why don't you budget? If you say you want to be healthy, why aren't you watching what you eat every day? Right? Like it's that's the disciplines. It's just lining up with what you said you want. So we have to be better with our word to ourselves, ladies and gentlemen. You want to know how to build self-confidence? Keep small promises you make to yourself. You want to know how to erode your self-confidence? Stop keeping promises that you make to yourself, and then eventually stop making promises to yourself. That's how people have less confidence. You want to go off and design your ideal life, you're going to need some confidence. You're going to need some belief in yourself. Well, you need to know how to build that confidence. You got to keep small promises you make to yourself. You said you're going to wake up at 8 a.m., wake up at 8 a.m. You said you're going to go to the gym a certain amount of times, go to the gym. You say you're going to make your bed, make your bed. Whatever small things you can keep as promises to yourself will build self confidence. The opposite is also true. If you say, hey, I'm going to go to the gym 5 days a week and you only go twice, you do that for 2 weeks, you've eroded your confidence. You don't even believe what you told yourself. And then what does our brain do? It goes to justifying why we couldn't do it. It's the easiest way to not get to the life that you want, ladies and gentlemen. And that's not what we're here to do. We're here to go, grow, and learn and become more so we can go off and design our ideal life. The action step for today says on a scale from 1 to 7, 7 being most disciplined, how disciplined are you in these different areas of your life? Really take an inventory, ladies and gentlemen. How disciplined are you in your business and career life, in your family life, in your finances, in your recreation, in your health, in your spiritual life, in your social life, in your personal development? How disciplined are you? Do you have a cause for why you're doing these things? Do you have a cause for why your business life needs to be better or you need to be more disciplined? Do you have a cause for your money? Do you have a cause for your faith? You got to start there. Then you got to create a plan. Then you got to get on a schedule to actually do what you said you're going to do. That's going to create a ton of self confidence in you. That's going to give you the momentum to keep going off and designing your ideal life. I know you can do it. I know you can make this happen. It's not always going to be easy, but it's the right thing. It's the right thing. You guys got to we got to get disciplined to the life that you want. You got to get disciplined to the things that you say that you want up ahead. And I know you can make it happen. I love you guys. I want you to win. You deserve it. Your families deserve it. If no one ever tells you that, I will always tell you that you deserve to win. People are counting on you to win. People are counting on you to get this information. People are counting on you to do what you know. People are counting on you to climb this mountain and build the capacity to handle all the things that life is coming for you, your family, the friends, the people that are around you. They're counting on you. I always said it's not going to be easy, but it's going to be worth it, y'all. Let's go off and do great things this last week of February. Go off and do something that scares you. Push yourself out of your comfort zone. Focus on the disciplines you need to make the life you're asking for happen. We'll be back here on Wednesday. All right. Love you guys. Have a good week.